Hi, I'm Rick Dior, and today we're going to talk about playing in 6/8 and developing technique in 6/8. So over the span of my YouTube channel years, I've recorded lots and lots of these rudimental etudes by themselves, and also sometimes on the drum set. Today we're going to work on primarily 6/8 on the drum set. We're going to use several books and play through about 9 different pieces for you from several books. So if you want to collect those books now, I'm going to be using both Wilcoxon books, the All-American Drummer and Rudimental Swing Solos, as well as the Pratt book. I'm also going to be using some solos from my 3 Camps book. So we'll start out talking about these ostinatos that I use, and there's 2 groups of them. There's the straight 6/8, which works like this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then there's the 2 against 3 6/8 that works like this. And that's where the bass drum is playing dotted eighth notes and the hi-hat is playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now there's lots of ways to think about this depending on how you write it out. I'll show you some examples here on the screen of how you would write this out. And through these exercises today, we're going to show you several different foot ostinatos that you can use between the hi-hat and the bass drum. So we'll start out with the simplest one, which is the straight 6/8, which is what I played for you earlier, and that's this. And a good exercise to do with that would be the 3 Camps, the original. So I'll pick up a little bit heavier pair of sticks here. These are just Persimmon. And by the way, this snare drum is a Marvin Smitty Smith Pearl drum, and I have a calf head on it. So it's very rudimental sounding. You'll be able to hear things very clearly. So if we go to the original 3 Camps and we do it about quarter note, well, dotted quarter note equals 135, and we put it on the triplet, this is what you get. And just on the snare drum, it sounds like this. Now, if we add the feet doing this pattern, that would work under that. And we'll splash the hi-hat like this, so you can hear it better. So with that pattern, it really helps, playing that pattern over and over again, really helps you to relax. Now when you do this, you should be very relaxed in your upper body. No movement in your shoulders, and don't make any funny faces, breathe. These things are great for learning how to relax. And on your feet, if you can't do that fast, just go slower. A good slow tempo would be somewhere around 100. So you can start there and then work your way up. 120 is a good tempo to do with your hands. nice and relaxed, and that's the key word, relaxed, no tension. So you can also play like a triplet with your left foot, like this. So if we put our metronome on 130 and do that, and you can also splash it like this. So you're hearing a big triplet, like a half note triplet over that. So those are some things you can do with the original 3 camps. Now if we go to the next one, or the next one that I do in this order, I make little booklets out of these things. Like, in other words, I might have 10 pages of 6/8 etudes or rhythms or 3 camps. So when I practice, I'm organized, and I can go through one all the way to the back, starting from easier to the most difficult. I suggest you do that too. So let's say we just take page 5 from the 3 camps book, which is double paradiddles, and we do the same thing. And so forth. You can open the hi-hat on the second beat once again. So the first thing I would reach for would be the Wilcoxon book, The All-American Drummer. This has tons of 6/8 etudes in there. I mean, probably almost half of them are 6/8, and they're great. So we'll start simple on page 22. That's the old book. Hopefully it's the same in the new book. But solo number 37, I'm sure that's the same. And you would do that same etude, and you'd put it back on 130. And let me play number 37 for you. Okay, so you can go through any of these 6/8 etudes like this. So this straight 6/8 rhythm, where you're literally playing every 8th note with the feet, works well for these kinds of rolling things. Now let's get to the hard stuff. So if you try to play these 2 against 3 things, that's like this. So if I'm going... So in other words, my hi-hat there is playing dotted quarters, and up top here I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's start out, we'll go back to the 3 camps on page 8, and let's do the drag paradiddles like this. And what we're going to do is going to play the bass drum in dotted 8th notes. So if you put your metronome on dotted quarter equals 80, like this. All right, and I got the triplet subdivision on. And it sounds like this. can do lots and lots of different splash patterns. This is one that works well. So next we'll go to the Wilcoxon All-American Drummer Book, and we'll start doing some more difficult etudes. So if we look at number 131 on page 74, this one's a really good one to start with. So if we put our feet doing this, that's the first way I would suggest starting. If the splashing is too tough, just don't splash. Do this. But I'll splash for today. So let's play this etude for you. And we're going to do it at dotted quarter equals 80. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I am skipping the repeats. So that solo is much more complex. You have a lot of stopped rolls. One of the things that is really tricky in these solos are the paradiddle stickings. So the fourth stanza from the end where we have that paradiddle hemiola, that's something you want to practice. And the way I do that is I'll play single strokes and then go into paradiddles like this. And I'll do it over and over again until I'm completely relaxed and comfortable. That's where the foot wants to kind of step out on you, those kinds of rhythms. Let's do another one. Let's try Wilcoxon's 133rd. This uses all 26 rudiments, and we'll do a little bit different hi-hat now. We'll do a straight 3/4 like this. And I will attempt the repeat. See how far I get. Oh, by the way, I would go slower on this one. Maybe 76. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a lot more challenging than what we've done previously. Let's do another one. If you go to Rudimental Swing Solos, page 41, the Spanish 3/8 is a really good one to do. And this can go just a little bit faster at 78. And this one's tricky because it has a lot of single stroke and also paradiddle stickings and over the bar line kinds of things. They cause trouble with these kinds of ostinatos. Let's try a little different one here. Let's try doing all splashes on the upbeats like this. So we'll give this a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next, we have this really difficult Wilcoxon solo everybody knows called Battin 'em Out. That's the last solo in the book, Rudimental Swing Solos. I do this a little slower at 74, and let's just keep the hi-hat closed for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We didn't do the repeat. All right. Finally, you can go to the Pratt book and do some of these in there. A good one is Guidepost. There's only a couple in the first book, in the 14 Modern Contest solo book. But Guidepost is a good one. And let's do a splash hi-hat pattern like this. That's always a good one. So we'll play this at the written tempo of dotted quarter equals 76. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So anything in 6/8, you can go on and on. There's so many of these things in so many different books. The more, the better. Get yourself comfortable. You'll be surprised how just little figures that you wouldn't expect will trip you up. And again, this goes into being really relaxed when you play. You're kind of going past, way past, where you normally would coordination-wise. It's almost like a turbocharged car. You know, you always have more technique than you'll ever use. And therefore, when you play basic or simple, you're always completely relaxed. So I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time.